Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of my 52MG Replica Update 34. Had some little bit of progress today, not very much. I started working yesterday on it, and I got some of the wiring done back here on the motor. I got the coil wire on. The voltmeter is hooked up there on the regulator. Got the wire from the generator going to the regulator. The idiot light is hooked up to there. The idiot light for the oil pressure is hooked up. I have to hook up the oil pressure gauge yet. I had a wire coming back for the backup light, which is this one right here. It was orange. However, and I also had this white wire right here, this big thick white wire running up to the battery. But I decided to do the charging right from the wire that goes down to the starter for the regulator, from the regulator. I'm going to hook that up to the big stud that comes from the battery. That'll recharge the battery without running a separate wire, because I had a problem. I started hooking all the wiring up. I turned the key on. I got one of them starter relay buttons, and I had some wires melting. And that was this backup wire for the backup light right here. I don't know why. I don't know why it started melting, but it did. It was like it was direct short somehow, and I don't know how. So I ended up pulling that wire out, running a new wire because it was melted all the way underneath the dash. And what was happening, and as you can see, the dash is all apart. What was happening is when I pushed the starter button, it sent power back to the solenoid, and once it engaged, it wouldn't stop. No matter what I did, I could shut off the key, and the only way that I could get it to stop turning over was to unhook it from the battery. So I thought maybe that push button switch was bad. The relay maybe on that was bad. So I unhooked that and ran it direct to the ignition switch, and ran the ignition wire, hooked it up that way. I still have the same problem. So that leads me to believe that the solenoid is bad on the starter. Now, this is a brand new starter. Well, I say brand new, it's remanufactured. So what I ended up doing is taking the solenoid off, and I'm going to go down to the local parts store tomorrow sometime and pick up a solenoid and change the solenoid, see if that makes a difference. If it does and it works right, then I'll hook that blue starter switch right back up again and run it off of the blue starter switch. And then I can finish wiring it, and possibly during the week put the body down on here. The only thing I've got to hook up is I've got to put the gas line underneath. There it is right there. I got to put that underneath there, put the gas tank in once I lower the body down on. That's going to be it for this update. There's the solenoid right there. I'm thinking I can get one. I don't know if it's... I'm thinking that it's something bad inside of here. Once the power goes in, the power comes into this right here, the main power switch, the main power from the right directly from the battery, and the starter switch, the ignition wire, I should say, goes right to there. And then what that does, once it's activated, it triggers power going from there down to here and triggers that to engage the what is it called? An actuator inside the starter. I think that's what it's called. And so I don't know if it's this or even possibly the actuator inside the starter. Maybe I don't know. It seems like it's releasing all right, unless it's wired bad in there. I don't know. But these are about $15 down at Advanced Auto, so I'm going to try that. If that's not in, I'll have to order another starter, I guess. That's about it for my 52 MG replica update 34. Give me a thumb and a liking if you like my videos. I think I went over this yesterday. The new gasket is all on for the body when that goes down on. The weights are in. Hopefully I can get this thing back on there this week. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumb and a liking and leave me a comment. See ya.